Alright, we are in business with 200-point pop. There was 1,000 contracts bought at the 750, just to note. And that is our current volume point of control spike. 1,000 bought. And we tagged up some more up at the tippy top here. Basically 200 contracts up there, another 75 down here. We'll just say the whole thing is one big 250 contract bundle. And we had 120 seller. Yeah, it's pretty interesting how dogs co-evolved with people to recognize emotion in faces, and inflection, and words, ultimately. Commands. You ever watch The Dog Whisperer? That's pretty interesting because it's always, he's not teaching the dogs, he's teaching the owners because they're bad owners. And he says there's no bad dogs, just bad owners. And then he basically like trains them on whatever bad pattern they've implemented that causes the dog to be weird. And then he's like, no, when they do that, you're supposed to discipline them and do this. And are you leading in the walk? What are you doing? And then he's like basically coaching them to be better owners. And then by the end of the show,
absorption
they're different
ESU 5
dogs
CME
completely.
sellers at 6,434.25.
Yeah, because they like mirror in the moment or something. So if you're like a neurotic person, they're going to be neurotic dogs. Do you have the time to listen to me whine?
Absorption ESU 5 CME sellers at 6,432.5.
Neurotic to the bone, no doubt about it. Alright, enough. So we got, that was a pretty decent push, though. We get all the way up there. Where's that? Up to the Monday high with some, don't tell me. Was that 17 points above yesterday's high? Okay. All right. Shout out to the two beautiful souls coming on in. Fisher Transformers. They're pretty interesting. I got into those in like Monte Carlo simulations and Lipinoff exponents and stuff like that. Nice. Yeah, light. There are definitely a lot to do what?
Sweep and QU5 CME buyers at 23,777.
Monte Carlo. Yeah, that was what led me to like taking all these time frames of information and making it into an array. Arrays are pretty cool. I mean, that's essentially what, those probability arrays are. That's why yesterday on my indicator it was having that nuke just before it like dropped. It's like one of those 7 time frame dealios. It just does it. It works. We did sweep yesterday's high by 17 points. We haven't come to the previous month high at 845 yet, but yeah, there's the August 8th volume point at control at 677, and then you don't really have anything until like 524, so we're probably gonna go touch something within this hourly burst and then double bottom off that and go again. What is to the upside? There's a 400 lot on ES up at 8. Oh, so no, that's NQ at 829. And 450 also has a 400 lot. Makes sense. They're like, we got him. It's like an office space where they switch lanes and then the cars stop and then the other lanes start moving. And then they change lanes. That happens when, when I'm like driving and then I'm seeing how many kilometers until we get there and how many minutes. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And then it's like you're noticing every kilometer and every minute. Right. You didn't even get past the like first mission or whatever, and it's like 3 hours went by. Oh yeah, I would do that with like the most recent version of that was my last big splurge on games was Destiny, because they had like 6-person raids and stuff, and you'd sometimes be playing the raid all night. And it'd be like grown dads like in this fire team like trying to beat this boss for like 6-7 hours, no sleep. Likewise, I'll get a drink too. Be right back.
Sweep ESU 5 CME sellers at 6,422.25.
Yeah, Destiny 2 drove everyone away. That's where I stopped playing. They had too much bloom and recoil, and you had to team shot everyone. It was terrible. Destiny 1 was cool, though. There's a... We just hit about, like... What is that? 600 in sell side with that hit to 730. Dog dog. Summer's almost over. possibly coming below the sell inflection point at 740 and 731 between those areas. Needs to accelerate below it if it's gonna reward them. Oh yeah. Is Dave still on vacation? Yeah, the whole summer. I can relate. Today I got a little bit upset with them because they were bickering over some nonsense. Had to lay down the law. They pushed my buttons one too many times. Okay, another 60 sell lot triggered at 738. Oh, acceleration.
Sweep ESU 5 CME sellers at 64.20. Absorption ESU 5 CME buyers at 64.20.
Oh yeah, you got that 5-minute pre-market. It's probably like the London people closing out or whatever.
Sweep ESU 5 CME buyers at 6,422.25.
What's ES up to? Yeah, the last, like, what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10K trades have just been here. They do that. So they like play scissors a bunch of times, and then one day they play easy like rock, and then they make you want to play the open. It's like a whole game of rock, paper, scissors. It's like sideways, trending, sideways, trending, trending, sideways. "27 seconds. And we are off
Absorption
to the
ESU
races.
5 CME buyers at 6,423.75. Absorption ESU 5 CME sellers at 64.25.
So, you got this 133 buyer at 725. If it comes below 725, you could see the buyer absorption. We popped up to 290 in buy side, so here comes the acceleration possibly for to the downside. This could be a short to the volume imbalance at 670. Yeah, you got like 63 resting orders down there, and the VWAP at 700. Here we go. Buyer absorption 101. Uh-oh. If it comes back above this guy, though, Should see the stop hunt at least to the 70s. We swept 400 sell side and we're coming back above. We swept about 500 with this pullback. Seems like the case to me. Okay, so yeah, this is just staying inside the range, but we went below these inflection points, started to reward these sellers. So with the fade of the push up here, well, that was a
Sweep ESU 5 CME buyers at
interesting push up.
6,431.75. Absorption ESU 5 CME buyers at
Went to the previous day
64.31.
VWAP and pulled up off of that sweep of the London, or of that wick from the news play. We just swept 500 in buy side with an extra 238, so 700 buy side taken with this push up here.
Absorption ESU 5 CME buyers at 64.36.
So it looks like we're going higher at this point. That sweep into the 500. Nice, good job, Woke. Looks like we're heading to sweep the highs one more time. They swept into a pool of 400 in sell side and came above the buyer here at 725 and started to punish these sell lots, and it was history. Any pullback here, you could be looking to get back in.
Absorption ESU 5 CME buyers at 6,433.25. Sweep ESU 5 CME sellers at 64.32.
Come back to a test at the volume point of control. The volume point of control had 1,000 lot buy, by the way. in case you missed it before, we were talking about this guy over here. Look at this. 1,000 contracts at 750. That is the volume point of control with that news play. So if we're holding this 750, that could be your defensible position for that long.
Sweep ESU 5 CME buyers at 6,435.75. Absorption ESU 5 CME sellers at 6,435.75. Absorption ESU 5 CME sellers at 6,437.75.
All right.
Absorption ESU 5 CME sellers at 64.38. Sweep ESU 5 CME buyers at 64.38. Absorption ESU 5 CME buyers at 6,437.75. Sweep ESU 5 CME buyers at 6,438.75. Absorption ESU 5 CME sellers at 6,438.75. Absorption ESU 5 CME sellers at 64.39.
Had the bullish divergence on the money flow and the Williams. We got the 435 lot at 64.50 on ES. That
Absorption
could be getting
ESU 5
swept.
CME sellers at 6,439.25.
It already swept the highs for ES. Just about. If it breaks 64.40, then we could be going higher. NQ hesitant about doing that, hitting the highs until ES does it. Getting a 78 seller here at 785 and promptly bouncing off them.
Sweep NQU 5 CME buyers at 23,800.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to sweep the highs here. Here we go. Go up to that 829 level. There's 400 lot on
Absorption ESU 5 CME
NQ
buyers
as
at
well.
6,436.5.
Okay. Got the resting liquidity up at 830. Oh, yes, guarding the highs.
Sweep ESU 5 CME sellers at 6,424.75. Sweep NQU 5 CME sellers at 23,744.75.
Massive pullback.
Absorption ESU 5 CME sellers at 64.25. Sweep NQU 5 CME buyers at 23,763.75. Sweep ESU 5 CME buyers at 6,422.5. Sweep ESU 5 CME sellers at 6,423.5. Absorption
We're at the
ESU 5
volume point of
CME
control
buyers at
with that 1,000 lot guy at 750. We're
6,423.5.
coming below it.
Sweep NQU 5 CME sellers at 23,738.25.
Nice.
Sweep ESU 5 CME buyers at 64.27.
Okay, continuation to the downside. Seeing the buyer absorption here at the volume point of control. Continuation. I feel you, woke. And coming below the volume point of control and these newly added buyers that are getting faked out to be absorbed. And here we go. Sweeping the lows, continuing
Sweep
to the downside.
ESU 5 CME sellers at 6,418.75. Absorption ESU 5
That's an
CME
easy
buyers
short.
at 64.17.
Where do we go from here? The August 8th volume point of control at 677 is the only
Sweep
key
ESU
level
5
here.
CME buyers at 64.17. Absorption ESU 5
Just
CME
hit about
sellers at 64.17.
422 in sell side with that drop there. I trailed this aggressively if you want to take your profit. Should leave and not come back. Here we go. That's a smooth short, ladies and gentlemen.
Sweep ESU 5 CME buyers at 6,415.75. Absorption ESU 5 CME buyers at 64.18.
Shouldn't
Sweep
come
ESU
above
5 CME buyers
716
at
if the short is continuing.
6,418.25.
Here we go.
Sweep NQU 5 CME sellers at
Continuation. Trend to the
23,674.5.
downside. 115 bought there. They could fade them some more to the I would trail this aggressively. And out. Smooth. We're back at the volume point of control for August 8th. So targeting that, that was a nice continuation. That was about 78 points. That was good. And that's all she wrote, gentlemen. That was an easy continuation. Your A, B, C. And we had this nice cloud kiss on the 32nd. The cloud kiss. We had some bearish divergence that was playing out here on the quantum. All right, so we're coming below the August 8th volume point of control, but we could see some shenanigan consolidation here because you're getting two sides here. So that's why I said I'm out. We recovered the volume imbalance to the tick. Yo, you see that touch and go on the 1,000 tick on the NQ? just now. Oh, snap. That short was sweet. Yeah, you called that to the T. And it's gonna chill out here for a bit. Could touch and go off the gap fill and the, so be weary of shorting down here. All right. By the way, shout out to everyone that's still watching. You guys are awesome. Hopefully you caught that continuation buyer absorption fade from up top here at the volume point of control and these two buyers. Boom. We just possibly bearishly retest this bounce up. I'm basically done for the day. We got 5 more minutes until the hourly close. You hit about 150 in buy side, 177 plus 237, about 450. That touch and go on the 1,000 tick at value area low. It's pretty amazing. Again, that was the August 8th volume point of control. I wasn't trying to short into that. That's why I was like, I'm out on even a slight pullback off that. This is some pretty heavy volumetric cloud here, so we got a rejection off the 200 weighted, and the bearish super trend is strong, so we could see a double bottom off the August 8th or break right through it. Break on through to the other side. Well, coming back on these buyers and rewarding these sellers potentially at 675. Needs to break 665's value area low for it to be a failure of this gap. Does ES break the 410s? Okay. NQ testing the lows prior to ES this time. Hitting a bunch of sell side here.
Sweep NQU 5 CME
Needs to
sellers at
accelerate through this.
23,650.
Ooh, we have a little buyer candidate to give us some fuel. Could see some accelerant below this value area low. I wouldn't test the waters above this 660 buyer here. I would use him as a shield for the short theory. You got a 403 lot now
Sweep
trying to
NQU 5
suppress the
CME
price up
sellers at
here. You see that?
23,642.25.
So we have a big player wanting it to go lower by putting the 400 lot. This could sweep the 600s now. The accelerant and the absorption of that 100 lot was very good confirmation. All right, so we covered all of that. We're back to the daily open. So settlement is recovered. We could go test the Monday low, and then you got all these July volume points of control beneath that. Back at daily open, I'd trail this. Oh. You got a 90 seller and a 63 seller. I would trail this aggressively so it doesn't test the buy side on these guys. Yep. Hourly candle closed. So you're back at settlement. So you could basically, settle a bunch of London contracts here and consolidate and basically have something like this, for the next some odd minutes. You have these sellers at the absolute bottom, giving that seller fatigue idea. So we could go sweep this 400 lot if they don't move it up. All right. Turn of the hour. We'll stay with you till the next 15-minute candle. We caught that nice continuation short. And saw this second short. Cha-ching. Okay, we got an 87 seller at 645. Sellers trying to step up to the plate again. Do they get rewarded or punished here? 645 is an inflection point. And their friends, which got previously punished with that push-up, are at 626 and 625. The 401 contract guy is not budging, but we're now coming above the 645 guy, insinuating seller absorption. So watch out if you're short. Let's see if that 400 lot moves his order. Or does he get filled? Bearishly retest that volume point of control that we broke down at. Looks like we're going to sweep the 400 lot. Here we go. He's not moving it. It's going to get filled. Watch.
Absorption and QU5 CME sellers
Booyah,
at
we got the 500 lot filled.
23,678.75. Sweep and QU5 CME buyers at 23,678.75.
Okay. We got another 400 lot at 687.50. Looks like they're going to fill an iceberg. Oh, he pulled it. The 400 lot got pulled before he filled it. Interesting. Where did it go? Gone. Completely. Nice. Yeah, remember there's that guy at volume point of control, that 1,000 lot from over here. Granted, they are probably a short that got liquidated or was forced to buy at a loss. The market is over leveraged, by the way, to the tune of $27 trillion. JP Morgan and all of them are super highly over leveraged. So yeah. Banks are throwing around 400 lots like it's nothing because they're making it up as they go. Here's a 576 lot at 442 on ES. Yeah, here, I'll go back to show you again. Watch. Okay. So, on the news play, it pushed up about 200 points. And in doing so, there was a 1,000 lot buyer here at 750. That created the volume point of control for today. And then it pushed up another 200 something in buyers and then pooped the bed to the pre-market. And then the buyers started to step up again. And then they fatigued at 807. And then we started to see the buyer absorption for that easy short at that volume point of control guy. And that's where we saw the continuation to the downside really smooth. And then we said there's going to be possible fatigue here, and then got out. And then there was another continuation idea here at 708. And then it went down and went down some more. And here's where I said, watch out on the shorts. I don't like this 90 lot at the bottom. And that was it. Nice. We got 5 minutes.
Absorption ESU 5 CME sellers at 6,424.75.
Ooh, a 268, 288 seller. It's a pretty big seller. The 400 lot guy's back up here at 720. If we come above this 696 lot of 288 contracts, you could see another attempt on that 400 lot guy. Boom. It needs to come above 696 for that to be true in theory. Okay. 3 more minutes and we'll bid you adieu. Adieu. I have to get some planning. As I'm in this like creative mode, I'm planning the Halloween party now, so trying to think of some soundtracks for that using my Access Virus TI. I want to make some you know, kind of dark ambient stuff for the sci-fi thing I'm planning. Two more minutes. This is coming above the guy, so the seller absorption could be real. Delta slingshot to the upside to that 720 target. Do we get it? Looks like it might be inbound, punishing the 696 character to the upside. Delta slingshot. Here we go. Oh, the 400 guy went the way of the dodo. You see him disappear? Oh, I appreciate you stopping in every day, Woke, man. It all starts somewhere. I like to be of service. Boom. And yeah, so that's the Delta slingshot play. A Delta slingshot is a quick pullback into the opposite side, and then it comes back on that amount that they pulled back on aggressively, and then continues aggressively in the trend direction, the Delta slingshot. Just like you pull back the bead you're going to fire and boom, let go really quick. These are all terms within the order flow industry. I didn't make it up. That was a nice Delta slingshot. Yeah, that was clean.
Absorption ESU 5 CME buyers at 6,433.5.
Yeah, this price action definitely was easier than yesterday. Yesterday was straight up disease. Yeah, it was. Right. You're going to have those days where your alpha is not alpha that day. That's for sure.
Absorption ESU 5 CME sellers at 6,431.75.
Yeah, it's like buying. It's like buying the utilities, you know, you have to keep the power on. Well, that was really nice. There was like two good shorts and a good long. That's all you need to keep the 9 to 5 away. So on that note, gentlemen, I will stop while I'm ahead. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow. And B, yeah, stay frugal.